Okay. Pledge allegiance to the
The
flag
flag,
for which it
of the United
stands,
States of America,
States
to the republic for which it stands,
and
one
the
nation,
nation
under God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty
liberty and
and justice for
justice for
all.
all.
Point of order, Donna, where are you located?
In St. Petersburg's.
Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind.
Okay, and welcome everyone, and I'm going to hand it off to our president, Kelly Hardin.
Yay!
Thank you. I want to thank everybody for coming. We have a lot of new members, and I would really like to take a moment and appreciate the new members. And I guess Donna is the only new member that is joining us today, but we did get a lot of new members. Parveen went out on a recruiting spree, and I'd like to encourage all of us to mention our club and talk about our club and get our club to grow. New people are great for the club to help us grow and be as successful as we wish to. So thank you all for inviting your friends and family and any Toastmasters that you know, and let's keep that up and have new members all the time. I have a bunch of announcements that I'll save to the end of the meeting. We're looking forward to having a great meeting. We do have a guest today, Sean Forrester. Sean, would you like to tell us a little bit about what brought you here today?
Well, I was hoping to see a hybrid meeting in action with in-person and online, because we are looking at doing that for Dunedin Toastmasters. I'm an active Toastmaster. I'm the president of Dunedin Toastmasters this year. And we meet in a church in Dunedin, and some of our members are not ready to come back. So we're looking at technology and how to make that work. But maybe another meeting you'll have in person, and I'll be able to plug into that one. As most of you know, I've also been working at the district level as the Pathways Education Ambassador, helping people to get on pathways. So if there's anything I can do to help you, please let me know. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for joining us. And yes, I do wish today's meeting was hybrid, but with the numbers going up, I think we just all kind of got a little like, maybe we should calm that down a little bit. Our goal going forward is to bring hybrid meetings back. We will discuss that at our next officers meeting as far as when we're having it, and we'll have more information. You will be the first person that we reach out to and let know, so that if you can make it, we would strongly encourage you to attend that one.
Thank you.
I also want to point out that we have a meeting coming up, and I was going to talk about this at the end, but I want to talk about it now because it's so exciting. We have a meeting coming up with the club from Japan. Zane has been working towards that, and we have that coming up on August 8th. So at the end of the meeting, would you?
I'll tell you all more about it, okay?
Because that's very exciting. It's a very exciting, and it's going to be a differently run meeting, and I'm really looking forward to that. But at this time, I'd like to turn the meeting over to our Toastmaster, Zane Nessie. Here you go, Zane.
Hi. There we go.
Morning.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. I'm grateful to have all of you here with me. And, you know, so Sean, firstly, welcome. I'm glad you joined us today. And because we're an advanced club, I'm just going to tell you now that we'll tell everyone who's in the roles, but given that all of you have been Toastmasters before, we don't necessarily need to explain them, with the exception of one role, which is the Table Topics Evaluator, okay? So we have one speech on the docket today that is from our esteemed friend from New York, District 46 Program Quality Director, Jean-Paul Roubot. And he is being evaluated by Elle Holtzman. Our counter today is Beverly Plant, and our grammarian is Jeanette Sweeney. Virginia, thank you so much for taking on the timer role. And our general evaluator, I'm sorry I didn't bring this one up first, is the fantastic Praveen Vahora. And finally, our Table Topics Evaluator, as well as our Table Topics Master, is Lorianne Callender. And Lorianne, would you like to take a moment and explain that role for us?
For Table Topics Master?
No, Evaluator.
I'm Table Topics Master.
And Table Topics Evaluator.
Oh, I'm doing both. Oh, okay. So the Table Topics Evaluator will give each table topics participant a quick 45-second evaluation of your table topic against how it would rate in a contest environment. So not just that you converted oxygen to carbon dioxide in 1 to 2 minutes, but that if you were to compete, how you would fare on the stage in a competition environment. That just encourages all of us to get better. And after the all counter, it's probably one of the hardest roles in the club. All right, that's how that's done.
Very good. Thank you. So with that, I do want to ask our grammarian, Jeanette, can you tell us all about the word of the day?
The word of the day is tangible. It's an adjective. It means a clear enough or definite enough to be easily seen, felt, or noticed. To be used in a sentence, the tangible, I should have didn't put when. I seen the flag tangible next to the building, the federal building. So that's a sample of the word tangible.
Yes. And just so everyone is aware, the tangible property tax deadline passed about 2 months ago.
Didn't know that.
Sorry, I just had to run that in there. Okay, so with that in mind, okay, we are going to go ahead and get our prepared speeches started. I know we're running about 8 minutes ahead of schedule, but that's fine with me, okay? So our first speaker today is a man of great intelligence, drive, and financial acumen. He is also an internationally acclaimed world traveler. His passport has been stamped in multiple times in multiple places. He is also a very driven Toastmaster, driving one of the fastest districts into the country into separation because they just grew too big. Please welcome Jean-Paul Rudeboul.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Rah, rah, rah. Let's shake those pom-poms. Let's encourage people to do great. Yes, Virginia, that's great. Now, many of us are Toastmasters leaders, and many of us have just been elected to new roles. And I'm here to tell you what to do in 3 easy steps. The first one would be just say no. The second one, just say yes. And the third step is to just say rah, 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 be the cheerleader. So let me start off with the first step, which is just say no. You would have received the officer's handbook, and there are lots of things to do. Look at which of those things you can say no to. Secondly, say, no, I'll give it to someone else. I'll give somebody else the opportunity to grow. And thirdly, say no to doing double duty. I know that's a little bit difficult at this stage, but I want to encourage everybody to only take on one officer role in a club. So, what do you say yes to? Say yes to anybody who wants to volunteer. Say yes to anybody who actually wanted your role. You will appoint them as your deputy. Isn't that wonderful? You give somebody else the opportunity to grow. You give somebody else the opportunity to learn, and you get an opportunity to extend the bench strength. So as a leader, your job is not only to do things, but to help other people to grow. Your opportunity to develop people is very strong when you have that role, that title of a specific officer role. But as I said before, try to say no to most of those things and get other people to grow into that role. That way, you can actually set up your succession plan. You already know who will take over your job next time. Term limits are the best things that Toastmasters can embrace. Then, rah, rah, rah. I already pointed out how Virginia is cheering us all on. And that's what we should do as club leaders. We should encourage, we should mentor, we should guide, and we should watch our bench strength. We should make sure that it's not only on us to make something successful. Our success as club leaders should not be measured just at the DCP goals at the end of June. I suggest we look at it a couple of years into the future. We should go back and say, well, you know, that club leader who's the president of Smedley this year, we gave that person an opportunity 2 years ago to take on this project, to grow. We encouraged the person, we nudged the person a little, we mentored the person, and ultimately we celebrated so that the person is still there. We should be cheerleaders, rah, 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 while we say no to most things that are on our plate and say yes to other people, to give them the opportunity to learn and grow. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Jean-Paul. That was a very encouraging speech. I want to say thank you, and I appreciate that very much. I would encourage anyone to volunteer and take on every opportunity you have, and don't worry, like Admiral Farragut said, darn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. Okay, so now our next step is, because we like to make things very, very instantaneous or fast feedback, we're going to have our evaluation next. Now, Elle, are you ready, or do you want us to go through a round robin first?
I could go first.
Okay. All right. So, Elle, go ahead and start.
Great. Jean-Paul, thank you so much for such a wonderful speech. As I understand it, this is your Level 5 Pathways capstone project for leading a volunteer organization. And I thought the delivery of this speech, you had very good eye contact and you're very clear on your message. Your natural set point for vocal variety is probably at a baseline, but you did incorporate some rah, 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 which was great. And I saw you using your hands as gestures for your speech. And you engage the audience, since most people here are leaders. And you were very much at ease with your audience, and you have chosen a topic that's of interest, as most people here are leaders. As far as the pickle to grow on in the sandwich, I thought this speech was excellent for TLI, maybe an officer training. What I would have wanted to hear is more of a story of your journey, because I can relate probably to at least two stories that I have, which you may have a similar story. You just showed us the polished result, but on my journey, I have the little red hen story where I did everything like the little red hen, and then at the end, everybody just wanted a wonderful meeting. So I have that story, and that's what drives me to delegate, because I just become frazzled while everybody sits back and relax. So you probably have a story of how you got there. I would have liked to hear that in the speech, since this is a capstone project. And then also, As far as saying no to more than one officer role, I once was invited to become a president of a club, and I was so flattered that I just said yes immediately. And then I developed a 3-day rule to accept volunteer opportunities. I am sure you must have overcommitted in some way, doing multiple roles. I would have liked to hear that story, and then that will bring us along with you. I'm reading some sales books, and it's the storytelling that gets the people to draw in, not the logical side as people once thought. So incorporate some story, but I think your delivery and speaking skills are on par with this advanced club. Thank you so much, John Paul.
Thank you. Now, we're well ahead of schedule, so I'm just gonna go ahead and run a quick round robin for us, okay? And there's no fair way to do this, so I'm simply gonna go in order from left to right on my screen. And so what that means is that Beverly is up first. Do you have any commentary for Jean-Paul?
I agree with Elle. I would have liked to seen some more depth, because it was like just a surface for me. As you were saying, Elle, no depth. I heard no depth to it. I missed the stories. Otherwise, it would have been good for like maybe an opening of a session or something that you just needed something to get everyone warmed up. And that's my 2 cents.
Okay, thank you. So just for simplicity's sake, if you only have, comments that people have already said, just go ahead and pass, okay? Thank you. So the next person on that is actually our guest today, Sean Forrester. Sean, do you have any commentary for Jean-Paul Roubaud?
Yes, thank you very much, Zane. Hi, Jean-Paul. Good speech. I think the one thing I would offer is if there's a way for you to raise your computer so that the camera is more directly in line with your face. It looks like you're looking down at a table, and I think that it looks better when you're able to be more straight on and at the same level as your face. So that would be one small suggestion I would make for improvement. But otherwise, I enjoyed your speech. Thanks very much.
Okay. All right, moving to the next one, Madam President Kelly Hardin.
Thank you. Jean-Paul, I, as the newly elected president, really enjoyed your topic and the things that you had to say about the topic and the singular point that you made that you should only have one officer role in a club. So I would like to thank you for pointing that out today, and I'll remind us about that later on at this meeting. So good job, though. Great speech. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Moving on, Madam Vice President of Education and immediate past President, Lorianne Callender.
Thank you, and current VP of Technology. My comment to the speaker, Jean-Paul, that's unique is that it came off as a lecture. I didn't feel entertained or it just came off as do this, don't do this. So it kind of tuned a little bit of me out as you were speaking. So just my 2 cents.
Okay. All right. Madame Sergeant at Arms, Parveen, what you got? Unmute yourself, please.
So I am an air director for the first time, and I started getting anxiety when Lorianne started talking about how organized her thing is. So I am totally new to this. So I'm one of those people that said, yes, but I don't know what to do. So if there were some maybe take home points, maybe a little handout of some resources, I think that would be really helpful and that would drive it home. I'm all about handouts. Like, give me a handout, that'll help me, and it's something that I can take away and then come back to. So thank you.
Okay, thank you, Parveen. All right, Donna, tell us more.
All right. Well, definitely, John Paul, I love your speech. It's very organized. you have a great use of pause. You speak very slow for us to understand. You didn't make us fall to sleep, and you use a voice variation. And I love the yes, no, and the rah rah. And I was that type of person. I was a yes person, and I learned how to be a no person. But I forgot the third point when you do rah rah rah. What does that mean? I forgot. But otherwise, I enjoy your speech, and you're right. I agree with everybody else. It needs a story to capture my attention. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. All right. Virginia.
I loved it. Do you have any openings for area director? I can do it long distance. I just want to say one thing. I want to see more of you. I want to see giggles. I want to see smiles. You are very good at being, I don't know, kind of like my husband, the finance type. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell it again. I'm going to tell you. But I want to see you come out of your shell, because I think there's lots of fun behind the scenes there that we're not seeing, especially with the rah, rah, rah. I know there's more. So in your future speeches, come on, bring it on. That's it.
Okay. All right. Jeanette.
Thank you. Yes, I liked your speech, John Paul. It was good. It's good timing because we are in the TLI season right now. And like Beverly or somebody said, bring it into a TLI. And I think you'll have probably more verbiage with your new position as your club growth director. So I think you'll have more stories to tell with that. So you'll probably do more rah, rah, rah with your club growth director position. So let's hear it on the next time you speak. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. All right. Elle, what? Oh, wait, you already evaluated. I'm sorry.
Oh, wait, can I double dip?
Do you have anything new?
Okay. Yeah, as club growth director, I'm sure you'll pick up a lot of stories from the people that you're supporting. It's wise to learn from the mistakes of others, some adage like that. So you can get their stories. Thank you.
All right. So that marks the end of our round robin. Thank you very much. Jean-Paul, I am sorry. Are you PQD or CGD? I'm sorry.
No, that's a good question. I was elected as club growth director, but then we had a change. Somebody resigned, and I got promoted into the program quality seat.
Okay, very good. So we should, whenever we recognize you, we'll have to recognize you as a PQD then. Okay.
So John Paul, then you and Jean are on parallel paths.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's good. And again, we're driving right along here. All right. So our next piece is actually our table topics, which is run by our Madame VPE, Madame VPT, and also Madame Immediate Past President, Lorianne Callender.
I love all of those titles except for the Madame part. All right. Welcome everybody to my table topic session. Today's meeting theme was Baby, It's Hot Outside. And so all of our table topics are hot, hot, hot.
And wet.
So be prepared to talk about something hot or sizzling in your life, and feel free to share. And please embed some of humor and fun and lightheartedness into your table topic, as I will be rating you for contests, and people at contests, including judges especially, prefer to be entertained and not educated. So have a lot of fun with today's table topics. All right, and I should have enough for everybody. So we'll see how we go. We've got plenty of time. We're going to go till 10:30, it looks like, on the agenda. So we've got plenty of time. We should be able to get most people in. All right, I'm just going to go Brady Bunch style. There's no volunteering. You're just going to be assigned. So we're just going to go around in the order of my Brady Bunch squares. That's where we're going. All right. So first up is going to be Kelly, because that's where she's at. So go ahead and unmute yourself, Kelly. And then don't forget, when you're done, you will get a quick, Virginia, for timing, if you can just give me a 30-second green for the evaluation part, I'd appreciate that. All right. Kelly Hardin. What is a hot ensemble in your closet? What is a hot ensemble in your closet, Kelly Hardin?
What is a hot ensemble in my closet? It is so funny you asked me that, Lorianne, because I cannot say I have one. What I can say is my daughter and I have this conversation frequently, and it's often, what is your favorite color? And you go into someone's closet and you can tell what their favorite color is. Well, if you go into my closet, you'll notice I have two things. I either have a lot of black, which I'm wearing right now, or animal print. I've been wearing animal print since before it was in style. It's my favorite thing to wear. I love it. When the question comes up, what is your favorite color? My favorite color is animal print. If you ask my daughter what is her favorite color is plaid. It's just how we are, and her closet is full of plaid. That being said, probably my most favorite, hottest ensemble is my new dress that I just bought. That's animal print. And it's a wraparound dress. It fits very nicely. So it's a little, maybe a little sexy, maybe. And I wear it with black shoes. I do have a pair of animal print shoes, but none of you are surprised at that. And that is what I would say my hottest ensemble is. Thank you.
Okay, Kelly, you had a good format to your table topic. You had a clear beginning, middle, and end. So that was really awesome, because you came back around and reminded us about the question you were answering. So that was very important that you addressed the question. Whether or not you answer the question, it's always great to at least address the question. I enjoyed the fact that you smiled throughout the entire thing. You look very pleasant and lovely to watch. What I thought you could have done better is, even though you used your hands really, really good, I would have liked to have seen you use them within your speaking area, which is this right here. So go ahead and do that. What I thought you did best is you used a lot of visual notes in your words. I could actually see, if you were standing up talking in front of us, I could see you moving your hips and wiggling to show off an animal print skirt or something like that. So I envisioned that, but that's because you put those words in, those descriptive words in there, so I could actually visualize you wiggling around in an animal print skirt. So overall, a very good job. But for everybody, please practice using your stage area. All right.
Thank you.
Next up, wrong sheet. Next
Wait,
up is Beverly Plant.
No,
Beverly, unmute yourself.
I have a question.
Yes, Virginia.
On the round robins, did you want a total of 30 seconds?
It's just me. There's no round robin for table topics.
No, but I mean on your eval.
Yeah.
30 seconds per.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you get the red card.
Yeah. I'll cut it off when I see the green. Okay. Beverly. Okay. Here you go. You ready?
Oh, no.
Beverly Plant. What hot weather location do you enjoy? What hot weather location do you enjoy, Beverly Plant?
What hot weather location do I enjoy? The hottest location I have been in is Hawaii, where the sun is blazing down on the sand. The surf is crashing up against some rocks. The cool breezes dissipate some of the warmth of the sun, but not enough to dispel the tanning rays of the sun. I would go back there in a heartbeat. That is the place I most enjoy on earth. That is the hottest place I know and I love. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so here's how you did with that one. What you missed out on the conclusion. You stopped pretty quick, and you could have added a conclusion. So that would have been really nice to see. I like the fact that you were happy the entire time. It made you talking about Hawaii seem enjoyable. It's like I think we all could see ourselves in animal print bathing suits laying on your beach. The thing that you can improve on for all of us is taking note of what Beverly did there is when you're thinking about the question, you can think about it quietly before you start speaking, so you're not thinking out loud about how to answer it before you actually answer it, because in a contest, the time doesn't start until you start speaking. So you can take time after the question to think about it, and there is no time limit on how much time you can take, believe it or not. So you can take quite a bit of time. I love the fact that you're very thoughtful with your response. That's what I thought you did absolutely best, is you're a very thoughtful person with your response. So thanks for sharing us Hawaii. All right. I'm trying not to think of this next person in a Speedo in Hawaii. Sean Forrester, you're up. An animal print Speedo. Sean
Me
Forrester,
too.
you're on the hot seat. All right. Ready? I can hear you good, so you're ready to go. Contrary to the scene behind you, Sean Forrester, where is the hottest place you've gone for vacation? Where is the hottest place you've gone for vacation, Sean Forrester?
Well, thank you, Madam Table Topics Master. Good evening, or good morning, I guess, fellow Toastmasters. I'm used to evening meetings. The place that I have visited that is the hottest, but was not a vacation, because I didn't vacation a whole lot in my life, was in New Delhi, India. I used to travel to India probably 8 or 9 times a year, and I went to New Delhi probably about 20 times in my career. And one time I landed there on my way to Singapore, and I had to wait for a couple of hours in the airport. And they had a thermometer that was on the wall in the airport. And the time of year, I don't remember exactly, I think it was September. The weather was quite hot there, and the temperature on the thermometer was 137 degrees Fahrenheit. And I've never, ever experienced that kind of temperature before anywhere else in the world. Now, I'm told that in Africa, they get temperatures up to 149, but I actually experienced 137. And I thought that was pretty warm. I felt as if it was a blast furnace. I felt as if you couldn't breathe, and that I just wanted to drink as much water as I could possibly drink because I was parched within minutes. It was a very hot place to be at. Now, I've also been in New Delhi when the weather was wonderful, and it was a beautiful place to visit. But that particular visit, I remember how hot it was. And even though that wasn't a vacation, that was the hottest spot that I ever visited. Madam Tabletop.
Great job, Sean. Thank you very much. You had a very clear order to your entire format, so it was very thoughtful, thought out, and I liked how you wrapped it back up at the end. What I thought you did good was that you were very descriptive with New Delhi. I can feel the heat piercing my skin. What I thought you could have done better is that your voice was the same throughout. I don't know if it's because we're sitting, you're not excited, you're not amped up. You're going to have to bust through that, Sean. You're better than that. You know, when you talked about being 130 degrees Fahrenheit, it would have been great if you went, it was 130 degrees Fahrenheit, or it was 130 degrees Fahrenheit, something to kind of bust through that, to underline, punctuate, exclamation point, the fact that that's friggin' hot. All right. What I thought you did absolutely best is that even though you didn't answer the question, you clearly addressed the question and then moved on. So in a contest environment, that was a very good speech if you were a little bit more animated. So good job, Sean. All right, next up on the hot seat, Parveen. Parveen Vahora. What dish do you like that is hot? What dish do you like that is hot? Parveen Vahora.
Well, hot can be described as hot in temperature, and hot can be described in spicy. Let's talk about temperature. I typically like my food hot when it's served. I think this comes from my mother. She is very particular. Hot food must be hot, cold food must be cold. Just last week, I was having pizza with her and warmed up the day after we made homemade pizza, and she was complaining how the pizza was not hot enough for her. However, when I tasted it, the cheese stuck to my roof of my mouth because it was so hot. I don't need it as hot as my mom, but I do prefer my food to be at the right temperature. The second aspect is hot versus spicy. I grew up with my mom who eats very spicy food and my dad who eats non-spicy food. So then we have a happy medium. However, when we have family or friends over, the spice level goes up. And hence, my siblings and I, and even my dad, are complaining about the heat of the food. When I saw my family recently, since I haven't been eating hot food, I noticed that everything was hotter, spicier. And my mom says, I have gotten soft while living in Florida here. My siblings were fine with the temperature, but I felt it was a little spicy. But after a few days, I got used to the heat. So whether it's temperature or spice, we can get acclimated to it. So hot in the terms of both aspects. Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Toastmaster.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. You did a very great job answering the question. You had a very clear beginning, middle, and end. I love the fact everyone today has been very happy with describing their stuff. Although we had to pretend Sean was smiling while he was talking, but we could tell he was happy. You were happy as well. What I thought you could have done better, which you did at the end, I think you reminded yourself, is you were talking about two things, which is great for showing two different sides of yourself, and you brought that in, hot and spicy, at the end. Would have liked to have seen you do that earlier on and designate this side's hot, this side's spicy, or what have you. Doesn't matter which side, but it's nice when there's two things, because in our world online, you have this whole side of the screen. See, where's my nose? For one side, and this whole side, because you could have gone this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. There's a lot of ways you can do it. And then I liked how you went like this. You could have gone closer to the camera to really show something there. What I loved best about your story is that it was a funny mom story. I love funny mom stories. I love funny mom stories about your mom. So that's really great. So I love your mom, and that's a great story. All right, moving on. Donna. You're up. Donna Pringle. What activity can you, Donna, do in hot weather that cannot be done in cold weather? What activity can you do in hot weather that cannot be done in cold weather, Donna Pringle?
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Oh my God, you make me think today. The only activity right now that I can think of that I can have the hot and the cold in one place. I may not answer the question, but I still would like to share this story with you, that my friend and I, at least 4 or 5 of us, like to go to this spa. It's a Korean spa. Once you get into the spa, you must take off your clothes. And then they're gonna give you the locker to put your clothes in. You're gonna wear a robes. Men will wear blue, the women will wear pink. Then they're gonna lead us to a second room. You're gonna derobe and put that second set of robe in the locker. If you're gonna play in the water part, they call the wet part of the spa. you must be naked. In this side, you have everything. The hot tub, the cold tub, the shower part, and the sauna, everything is in this wet spa. So my friend and I would do this once a year around our birthday. We just get naked, and then we just dip ourselves into the cold pool, which is around, I believe is 50, 60 degree Fahrenheit, super cold. You
Wow.
stay there for 5 minutes, and then you dip yourself in the hot tub. And then basically the idea is if you can adapt to both temperature, your body supposed to feel like very rejuvenated. So the temperature in the cold tub is like 100 degree Fahrenheit. So in one place you can experience the hot and the cold at the same time. And doesn't matter what the temperature is, you should be able to enjoy both activity in the same house. Thank you.
Okay, Donna, you ready? She's like, no. All right. I love the fact that you didn't answer the question like Sean, but you addressed it and you moved on. Totally okay in a contest environment. All right. What I thought you could have done better is that you didn't conclude. You just kind of finished the story and you just kind of left us in the spa. We're all standing there naked in our leopard print robes, naked in a spa with Sean jumping up and down in 50-degree pool. So please wrap it back up, bring us back to home. That would have been great. So add a conclusion to your speech there, even if you're just reiterating what you did at the beginning. I love the fact that you used, like Parveen, use very descriptive words, it's super cold, when you're talking about the water. And it was great because it cooled my skin from that 130-degree heat from New Delhi. So I really, really appreciated the cold dip in the water. So good job with the descriptive words, but remember to tidy it up. You didn't have the yellow light yet, so you had plenty of time to tidy up your speech. So it's just as important to launch your speech, just as important to land your speech at the end. Okay? All right, next up.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. We're going to need a different timer because Virginia is Oh, she's going to time herself. All right. She's going to tattletale on herself. All right, go ahead and set up your timer, Virginia, and unmute yourself. Give you a minute to gather your thoughts as you switch gears there.
Okay.
All right,
Thank
you
you.
ready?
Yeah.
All right. We know you're a happy person, so you're going to have to dig deep for this one. Virginia Papadopoulos, I like saying that. What gets you hot under the collar? What gets you hot under the collar, Virginia Papadopoulos?
Madam Toastmaster, thank you. Fellow Toastmasters and new members. What gets me hot under the collar? Well, the mere sight of my husband is one of those things. I think he's absolutely charmingly handsome and brilliant. That is the one thing that gets me really hot under my collar. Actually, collars make me hot. If you'll notice, I usually wear a t-shirt style or a boat neck because just having that collar around my neck gets me hot under the collar. But what really infuriates me and gets me hot under the collar is when people don't have basic respect for each other. That takes my navel and twists it in 20 different directions. I don't know how else to say it. When I see someone who doesn't have the wherewithal or respect for another person to assist them when they're down, to compliment them, to help them out, to wear a mask if they know the other person is immunocompromised, or just to be nice and kind to another person in an office environment, that makes me hot under the collar. When you're in an environment and you don't agree with something, that's okay. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to like it. But if it's a rule, we should follow it for respect to others. And when we're dealing with people in an environment that's a service environment, we need to understand that that particular server or that particular worker has rules they need to follow to ensure everyone's safety. And we should comply rather than not comply and be belligerent about it. Fellow Toastmasters, comply will cool me. Non-compliance will make me hot. Thank you.
Good job, Virginia. Thank you. What I thought you did really good with that particular speech is I loved your audience. They were in the background laughing at you. So I thought that was really cool. That made us all laugh. And I love the fact that you had eye contact with your camera. I could really tell that you're actually looking us in the eyes. What I thought you could do better is the same thing that I thought you did best. So it's two sides of the same coin here. You had really good vocal variety. And because you're very conscious of your vocal variety is why I'm going to beat you up over the head about it as well. Because although you did use it really well because you're a very fun person, I need you to try to use the other side of your excitement and kind of come down. So when you leaned in to go to talk about what really gets me, I would have liked to have seen you when you leaned in to go soft. What really gets me is when people don't wear their masks. You know, that would have really reined us in. And in a contest environment, which might very well be online, you need to be able to use not only your stage, but your voice and your position with the camera, which you did well, but bring your voice down as well to really underline the point. All right? So great speech, but that's something you can do to really amplify that speech. And also for all of you guys, if you're on company Zooms and business Zooms throughout the week, use all these tips and those. You'll be the best participant at your business meetings. All right? All right. That's why we're in Toastmasters, right? Is to take this everywhere we go. All right. We still have time. Elle, no hiding for you. You're up. I'm not exactly sure how anyone can answer this next question, so I'm glad I'm giving it to Elle. I didn't make these questions up. I just scraped them off some Toastmaster website. All right. Elle Holtzman. Is that right? Holtzman? Okay. Elle
Yes.
Holtzman. What is hot for you this year? What is hot for you this year, Elle Holtzman?
Let me just start by telling you, when it comes to summer or winter, I'm more of a winter. I actually like activities like Toastmasters because they're indoors in air conditioning. I actually have my complementary activity, which is running outside, because then I can socialize where it's appropriate to sweat. I do not like being in an activity where you're supposed to be prim and proper and it's blazing hot outside, which is why I'm quite content with the quarantine, because this time of year I would be having to travel. And as for what's hot for me this year, I am in full-on interview session, and it is so nice to do that in the comfort of an air-conditioned home. Think of the hour that you'd have to drive to the place and be slightly sweaty and go in, all of that stuff. I could just do it from my own home. And the hot thing is this interviewing, although I am conserving my energy because people aren't wearing their masks, and it's going to slow down the hiring. I did see some good results yesterday, and for those holdouts, winter's coming. Thank you.
Okay, Elle, you ready? Okay. I love the fact that you told a personal story. I like that it was about you and it was something that's personally affecting you, which is an aspect of your job with the interviews. The thing I thought you could have done better was your voice stayed up the entire time. So I didn't know if interviewing was a good thing or a bad thing because your voice didn't change or fluctuate. So either you're excited about interviewing or it's just a part of the job you don't really like to do that much, but it's that time of year and you have to do it. I couldn't tell which way. So your voice could have given me a clue as to which way to sympathize with you, whether you liked it or not, or to rejoice with you. I didn't know which way to go. I was confused, except for at the end when you said, winter's coming. I think that was your conclusion, but it was a drop on the floor. So I didn't, I like that you did that. Anyway, I love the fact that you're very descriptive in your story. You use a lot of descriptive words. I felt the interview process, the mask, the no masks, all of that, the driving. So that was really good. Good job with that part. But yeah, work on that story, the voice. All right. Encourage us to get sympathetic with you or rejoice, one or the other. All right, Jeanette, you are up.
Alrighty. Sorry, I had to jump on my phone. I lost internet connection.
We have a couch potato with us today. Jeanette. The theme today is Baby, It's Hot Outside. And just to remind everybody, our word of the day is tangible. So I haven't heard anyone use it. I'm just reminding everybody, tangible, tangible, tangible. Okay, Jeanette Sweeney. What's your favorite way to cool down when it's hot outside? What's your favorite way to cool down when it's hot outside? Jeanette Sweeney.
Thank you for that wonderful topic, Table Topic Master. What's my favorite way to cool down? Actually, my favorite way to cool down is, even though I am lactose intolerant, I will go to the Dairy Inn over on 9th Street in St. Pete and go get me a hot fudge caramel rainbow sprinkle sundae. And that's the way I cool down. But I do bring it home with me because, as I said, I am lactose intolerant and I can't handle the milk in ice cream, but I do eat it whenever I can. So I will bring it home with me, sit on my front mini porch area, if you will, and just sit there and enjoy my ice cream to my heart's content and watch everybody else sweat out in that hot, humid weather that we always have in the state of Florida. So the best way to cool down in Florida is go get yourself a nice hot caramel, chocolate covered, banana, rainbow sprinkles, whatever you like on your toppings, kind of sundae, and enjoy it on your front porch. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeanette, for that description of ice cream. I appreciate your answer for that because my goal for this summer is a written goal that I have written down to try lots of different varieties of ice cream that I've never tried before. So that's what we're doing every week, is we're going and looking for different flavors of ice cream. So far, I haven't found one that I haven't liked. Maybe I'm not adventurous enough. But back to Jeanette. I liked how you talked about the ice cream, something we can all relate to. What I wish you would have done better was you talked about how the ice cream tastes when it's on your tongue, the flavor of it, how it made you feel, why it's your favorite go-to thing for cooling off. Really get into the enjoyment of the ice cream. You were very surfacey in your area, in your response. You just kind of talked about what you liked. You didn't go into it and pulled us in. You didn't make our taste buds salivate for more flavors of these rainbow sprinkles and how they crunch and get stuck in your teeth or anything like that. So you could have been a whole lot more descriptive than you were. But I did like the fact that you encouraged us all to go and enjoy something sweet and cold to cool off today, because heat indexes this morning before I came on were already at 115 degrees in Tampa. So heat indexes today are really, really high today. That's why I'm enjoying Sean's background, because it's cooling me off. All right, and that brings us to the conclusion of table topics. I will turn it back over to our illustrious Toastmaster, Zan.
Thank you very much. That was our rousing table topic session. So thank you very much. We managed to use pretty much all of the time available, so we're just going to jump right into the evaluation session. Our general evaluator today is Parveen. So Parveen, why don't you go ahead and lead this for us, please? As soon as you unmute your mic.
Welcome, everyone. As general evaluator, I have my tag team, and I'll start with my T for my timer, Virginia Papadopoulos.
As I'm timing this, thank you so much. Everyone was within time. Our speaker today, Jean, was at 4 minutes and 48 seconds. Table topics, Kelly and her animal wraps were 1:30. Bev, hot weather, 55 seconds. Sean, hottest place, 1 minute 48. Parveen, 1 minute 39. Donna, 2 minutes 13 seconds. I was, things that were making me hot under the collar were 1 minute 48. Elle was 1 minute 55, and Jeanette was 1 minute 17 seconds. Thank you very much.
Okay. Next, we have the counter report.
Thank you, Parveen. My job was easy today. John Paul, 1 ah. Virginia, 1 ah. Lorianne, 5. I think that's an all-time low for you, so I say congratulations. And that is my report for today.
Thank you. Next, we have the grammarian report. The word of the day was tangible.
Thank you. So, if you will, I guess we can say 3 people used the word of the day. Mr. Zane in his introduction. Lorianne to remind everybody about the word of the day, and Miss Parveen just used it to announce it. I did have a couple items. I liked how Elle used capstone project. I like how that came out. That was very good. And I liked how Zane used the word rousing time. And everybody did very well with their descriptive table topics. I didn't write everything down, but everybody had very descriptions in their table topics. And there were no grammatical errors, so everybody spoke very well. That concludes my report.
Oh, I like that, Virginia. Thank you. Okay. And as general evaluator, my job is to evaluate the evaluator. The evaluations are also a speech. So Elle, thank you for being evaluator today. You evaluated Jean Paul. I would recommend that maybe give specifics on how to improve. For examples, we're all very good speakers here. However, I think if you gave specifics, that would be helpful so that he could work on it. I agree with Sean about raising the laptop. Mine is on 2 books. So I like evaluations that are practical and that you can incorporate. And I see, Jean Paul, you have changed your location. I wanted to say that I did like the fact that you had a mirror behind you to give you more, that's different. I think normally you stand behind a wall. And I know with Jean and Lorianne and Zan, we've been talking about backgrounds. So I liked how you had the mirror behind you, but if you just want to raise it on textbooks, I have some textbooks here that I've been using, and I think that was very good that you actually incorporated that feedback in. So when we do evaluations, I think we should make them tangible and clear cut, and that way we can take these and incorporate them right away, because we all want to improve as speakers. To evaluate the meeting was started at 9:32 because we were taking care of some housekeeping, but that's fine. We were within reason. Our meeting ran well. We introduced our guest today, thank you for attending, Sean. And Kelly, you also acknowledged the fact that we had new members and we took care of some housekeeping that we had for membership. And so overall, I think it was a great meeting. We are running good on time and we are cognizant on everyone's time on a Saturday. And thank you for allowing me to be your general evaluator today. And back to the Toastmaster, Zan Nancy.
Thank you very much, Parveen. And so obviously, I'm grateful we had a good meeting. And yes, we have some announcements, especially about the joint meeting. However, Kelly is the president, and I will let her bring that forward for all of us, even though I have quite a bit to say about it. So, Madame President.
Thank you so much, Zane. It really was a great meeting, and I do have to call out Virginia for her little note cards that she holds up. Those are awesome. you need special notice for that. Those are awesome. Thank you for sharing those. Couple of announcements that I have, but before I get to those, I'd like to put Sean on the spot and ask him, what did you think of our meeting? Did you enjoy your time today? Is there anything we could improve on?
Thank you, Madam President. I did enjoy myself. A good meeting. Everything ran smoothly. There was lots of time for table topics, which was good. And I thought all the topics that you asked were intriguing and good for storytelling. So thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. And we are going to send you the exit survey. If you would take a moment to fill that out, we'd greatly appreciate it. And on our part, we will reach out to you when the next hybrid meeting is so that you would be aware. And if you're able to attend that one or any in the future, we encourage you to do so. We'd love to have you back. Thank you. Few announcements. TLI is coming up for all of the officers, so I want to make sure that all of us are registered for that. We'll discuss that more at the officers meeting, but since we're all here, I wanted to bring that up. The fun thing that's coming up, Zane had just talked about, was the hybrid meeting that we're having with another club from Japan. So would you like to talk to us about that and tell us what he's been working on it? So I think that you should really share. It's a fun thing.
Sure. So I'll tell you a little bit about this. So the club in question is Nakano Toastmasters. You've seen some of them drop by for our meetings. They actually meet on Saturdays. I've been up since about 5 this morning. Their meetings start at 5:30, you know? So this is like the tail end of 2, Toastmasters meetings for me. So here's what's going on with them, okay? We had proposed this and we decided not to do it because of the whole, we were going back to the hybrid model, and we wanted to make sure everything was running first. Obviously, that's off the table at this point. Sorry, Corona again, okay? So that basically means that we decided to reschedule this. Initially, we were gonna do it 2 weeks from now, but now we've looked at the calendar, they looked at their calendar, and August 8th is actually what works best for us, especially because they have a very new leadership team. They're a little bit green, okay? So long story short, what we're planning on doing is we're actually going to basically split out roles between the clubs. Their VPE, Yoko, and Hassan and I have been hammering it out. We actually had a call around midnight US time last night. So what we're planning on doing most likely is they already have someone who wants to take the Toastmaster role. The person in question was a finalist in their international speech contest just a few weeks ago. So they're also going to be taking each side is going to get 2 speakers and 2 evaluators for speeches. And then what it looks like is we're going to have the
Wait, Zan, you said they're going to be the Toastmaster?
They're going to take the Toastmaster role.
What's his name?
Masaki Matsuda. I'll get you all the names spelling, okay, Lorianne?
Okay, I'm just updating the Google Docs because I thought you were, okay, so does that mean that you're going to be the general evaluator then?
That's right, I am taking on GE, okay?
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to take on the GE slot, all right? I have negotiated with them a little bit. At this point, it looks like we will get table topics and grammarian as well, okay? They don't want to take grammarian because they're like, all of you speak English as a first language. We want you to do it. So I said, that's fine. So they will most likely have the timer and counter role. So if I can, okay, if we want to go ahead and do a little bit of role assigning now, it'll help us because you know, they like to have everything set 2 weeks in advance of the meeting, and I would like for us to be on the same page with that. Just so that if we need to make a couple of introductions, get speakers with evaluators, it'll give us a little time. Kelly.
I would suggest that we figure out who's going to speak. I looked at the document and there weren't any open roles, so I did sign up to speak.
That's
Yeah,
fine, Kelly. You can talk.
great.
But we need another one. So if anyone would like to speak, that is primary if we're doing this with another group.
Yes. Keep in mind that you're going to be evaluated by their evaluators. So it's going to be a new experience for all of us.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to that. Like, that's part of what makes this meeting such a unique and fun experience. So,
Kelly, I will sign up to speak.
Okay, Beverly, great.
Yeah, I signed up for table topics, master.
I see
Okay.
that. Great.
All right, Virginia, would you like a role?
what do we have available?
We have grammarian and we have second evaluator
And table topics evaluator.
and table topics evaluator.
You okay there, Virginia? We can't hear you.
She's,
I would be happy to be a speech evaluator or a table topics evaluator, either one.
Okay.
Okay, I'll put you down as table topics evaluator. You haven't done that yet.
I have.
Yeah? Okay. Virginia, Papa.
We'll coordinate Virginia on Teams.
Okay.
All right. So now we need a grammarian, a timer, and an evaluator.
Zen, did they tell you the theme of the meeting yet as the Toastmaster? So I can try to incorporate that in my table topics?
So they typically don't theme their meetings, actually.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So we can pick a theme for my table topics then. I can do a theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you theme it? Do something fun like international connection.
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
you want.
Yeah, that would be
Oh,
good. Yeah, international will be fun.
Do you have an idea, Virginia? I can't hear you.
oh, I have a couple of really cool Japanese pieces. And one of them's kind of unusual that not many of us here would know about, but I'm sure they would, and that would be something you could show, and it would be a great
Okay.
thing. I'll send you a photo.
Okay. So maybe you might have to be my show and tell, and we'll do a tag team approach.
Well, that'll
We
be
can-
great.
Okay.
Okay, we still have 2 roles that need takers. I need a grammarian and I need a timer.
Donna won't be there. She just
Yeah.
put down.
Yeah, I
Uh,
at first I signed up to be a speaker, and then I realized I will have a pharmacy like Zoom meeting conference that weekend.
Um,
All right,
I'm sorry you
Jeanette,
can't come,
Sorry about
Doc.
that.
That would have been
John
awesome.
Paul,
can be
which
timer.
role? You want timer? Okay.
I can be timer, yes.
I'm
And
not
then-
sure if I'll be there.
and we do have some members absent, so we can twist their arm too if we need to, but
Yep, we just need one more, a grammarian. That's
Okay.
it.
You can put me down, but I can't guarantee I'll be there for
Okay.
grammarian.
All right. So that's great. Okay. The other thing I wanted to bring up is, do we want to make any special invitations for guests?
What? Sure, why not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was thinking that given this is a super international meeting, I will probably reach out to Matt Kinsey and make the invitation for him to drop by, you know?
That's a good idea.
I think that's a
Yeah.
great.
Well, and
Yeah.
don't forget, it's at 7:30 a.m.
That
Right.
is true. Thank you for reminding everyone, Lorianne. We cannot forget that.
That's actually potentially a benefit to guests because it doesn't tie up their whole Saturday.
That is
Right.
true.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So if everyone is game for that, that's fine. Okay. So all right. So I will also make invitations to our trio. Okay. And
Yeah.
obviously we'll put this on the district's Facebook that we're having this huge mega joint meeting and whatnot, you know?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Zane, will it be recorded?
Of course we'll record it. Why?
Well, I didn't know whose account we'll be using.
Maybe we can just use ours unless we get enough people coming that we need to like upgrade to the district Zoom. I don't know if that's.
No, we have a paid Zoom account, Zan. We can hold 100 people.
100 people. Okay, well, let's make the goal to break to 100 then, okay? Guys, can we do the drive to 100? Can we come into it, guys?
I think if we all participate, we can get close to it, but yes.
Yes, make your invitations. This is probably one of the first, this is rare. No one in Japan has ever done this, and I'm pretty sure no one in our district has ever done this either, you know? So I want to encourage everyone, let's go ahead and take our best shot at it. I was talking with Nakano's club president. He's like, thank you for all your hard work. And I said, of course, this is one of the best things about Toastmasters, you know? I'm not sure if I said the second part, but I mean it, you know? So.
It's awesome.
It is awesome. Okay, so that's basically joint meeting, and thank you very much for putting together the rules while we were talking, Lorianne. That's awesome. I appreciate you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Zan. Yay. Lots of hard work. He's really working hard on this. I see the emails flying back and forth. I kind of stay out. I let him take over. Lorianne has pitched in a lot, but it has been a lot of hard work on his part. So we really and truly appreciate your hard work. And I want to thank you.
I need to get an HPL manual for this.
Yeah, I already told you, if you're doing all this work, you need to get something out of it. So truly, truly do something for your.
Yeah, it should be HPL.
Yeah, this is an HPL cross-cultural meeting.
Yes, definitely.
You know, breaking the cultural barriers and the language ones too, you know.
And speaking of HPL and pathways and all of those wonderful things, I want to make sure you know that Smedley will gladly take your education awards this year. So if you have education awards that you want to put towards a club, and maybe your club that you meet with other times can't use it, we will gladly take them. And we'll get more into that as we go. The other most important thing that ties into Jean-Paul's speech, you said you should only have one officer role in a club. And there is one of us who is overworked, extremely overworked. And that would be our Vice President of Education, former president, Vice President of
Technology.
And our tech person. So Lorianne is looking for somebody to take over her position as VP PR, which I think is a great thing for anyone to do. I'd like you to think about it. If you're interested in it, please raise your hand at this time. But otherwise, I'd like everyone to just think about it. Think about if you could possibly contribute to the club. We would greatly welcome you. You'd have all of our support. And we really and truly are reaching out to all of our members to see if we can get somebody to take over that position.
And just to give a little background on that position, we have a club MailChimp account that has all of the past visitors who have RSVP'd in there, and our members are in there. So that's a great way to get the message out about upcoming events. We have access to the district Facebook page. Our club gets a lot of hits, and we typically get a lot of guests when we put stuff out on the district site. People like to come to our meetings. We usually have 3 or 4 continents represented. Today's the first time we're America only, it seems. But it's a good role. It's a well-received club in the district. A lot of people are interested in our club. So it's not that hard of a role to get the message out and to get people to respond to it. So it's actually it actually makes it a lot of fun when people actually respond and everything's already set up for you. So
thank you for explaining the role a little bit. So if you are interested, or even if you think you might be, reach out to me or reach out to Lorianne, and we'll gladly walk you through what's involved. And I believe that's everything I wanted to talk about today. So I would like to take this moment to thank everyone for coming, thank our guests for coming, thank you new members for joining. We're so excited to bring you along and have you help our club. Jeanette, did you have something you wanted to share?
Yes, I don't know if any of you read the leader letter that Toastmaster sends, or I don't know if you guys get the Toastmaster emails, but in yesterday's leader letter, there was a section about how to handle online meetings. And I would like us to submit and nominate Miss Lorianne as a person, because they're having some kind of nomination contest to how to handle online meetings. And I'd like to submit whatever you did on video and maybe a little letter representing you for District 48 if we could.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And by-
that'd be great.
Yeah, I was
By the
kind
way-
of hoping someone at district would have done that because I did 2 online workshops for them for that at their request. So
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
And Lori
maybe
Ann-
I can speak to Robin Rydell, since she's the VPPR. I'll ask her about it.
Well, I think
Yeah.
anyone can do it, Jeanette. We don't have to wait for someone to do it.
No,
but-
but
No, I know, but if she wants to submit, we'll submit it to her or we can submit it to
You don't,
TI
you know what
or
I mean?
whatever the link
You
is.
don't want to, we can submit it. I mean, I think we can submit it as a club. Kelly,
Yeah.
you can submit as a president rather than relying on someone else and may not get done. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna ask, if they wanted to put their input or provide the. Well, I know, I'm sure Lori Ann has the videos or whatever we can submit for that.
well, we'll investigate that, but you have the club's support, and we will definitely make sure that Lori Ann has been awarded.
And I want to just acknowledge, Lori Ann, you have become an international trendsetter. Not only do we have clubs in district looking to go hybrid, both Nakano in Japan and another club that I've gotten acquainted with in Japan called Mitaka Business Toastmasters are both going hybrid. So you should give yourself a huge transcontinental pat on the back for that.
thank you. That's nice to hear because I know the district in Australia, they made it mandatory that they watch the last workshop that I did, that they make all their clubs, made it mandatory that they all watch that last workshop that I did, that I did at Parveen's house. So I know for sure in Australia, I have notoriety there and talk them through it. And I thank you for the note about Japan. So that's 3 continents now.
Yeah.
My workshop has made it around. So hopefully it'll get noticed.
Global. You're no longer international now. When there's more than 2 continents, I was told you're considered global.
I'm
Global.
global.
Actually, Lori Ann, if you don't mind, Nakano was trying to get more details and I couldn't find your video. Can you send me the link?
It's on our website. If you go to our website on the sidebar where all the club dates are, the recent club dates, I've pinned the 2 workshops to the top on the sidebar. Yeah, so Sean notices he found them.
Okay.
So certainly do that. And Sean, while I'm talking to you as well, if you go, the meeting dates that say replay at the end of the meeting date and the titles, those all have videos of past meetings. So feel free to go through that. We've been uploading them the past couple years. If you want to see, go back to ones that are hybrid and see how that looks. You can watch the videos from those past ones, so you don't feel like you have to wait 2 weeks to see how it works. And the most important part, if you can catch one, is the 15-minute tech check at the beginning. That's the most critical part of all.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate
Which
it.
I do display in that workshop that I did, but I think you already watched that.
So the tech check is that you're checking the lining, the way we sit, the way if it look appropriate for the meeting?
Right. So the tech check in the hybrid environment is twofold. For the online participants, we simply make sure that you can hear us and we can hear you, and that you look the way that you want to look. So that's what we do for the tech check for the online.
Yeah.
For the in-room participants, what we do is we make sure, again, that we can be seen and heard. So there's 4 aspects to technology. So we make sure we cover all 4 bases, that those online can be seen and heard, and those in the room can be seen and heard by the people online. And believe it or not, that's the most critical and hardest part of all, is making sure that the room is seen and heard by those online. Because as you can tell, being seen and heard in this environment is relatively simple. I mean, it is not that hard, but trying to get it out of the room and stream it out is the most critical part. So when we're in the room, the tech check there, we actually have microphones that we use. So we instruct people how to use the microphones. We tape off the floor based on the ideal camera angle as the stage area, to make sure that if you are coming up to the front for a speaking portion, that you stay on the stage and you don't fall off the stage wherever the masking tape is. So we go over that, especially for guests, and to remind us all where the new speaking stage is and how mics are done. And then of course, since everybody in the room who is speaking must speak into a mic, one of your hand is generally holding the microphone, which is usually your right hand, which is also your handshake hand. So we have to instruct people how to do the microphone handoff so you can do the Toastmaster handshake, which is now turned into, you know, the fist bump. But in the old days, it was transfer, shake, because people we found were holding the microphone and not doing the Toastmaster handshake. So you have to transfer and handshake. But, you know, now we're doing fist bumps. So all that is covered in the tech check at the 15 minutes prior to make sure that everyone's connected well, that everything is happening. You know, it's a critical part. So we get all that technology glitch stuff taken care of before the meeting so it doesn't impact the meeting. And if there's anything going on in the meeting with PowerPoint slides or clickers or anything like that, we make sure we cover all of that in the tech check so it doesn't impact the flow of the meeting itself.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great summary. I believe Virginia had her hand up. Did you have something you wanted to say, Virginia?
I just wanted to share that when I went to the meeting in Cyprus, that Order of Smedley was mentioned and Lorianne was mentioned, and they think of all of you very fondly.
Oh, thank you.
Aww. Cyprus,
Just amazing. Yeah.
Australia.
So that's a third continent, right?
Europe, you got it.
Global.
That's 4 continents.
Global.
Yeah.
Well,
You got that now, global.
yeah, we should just rename ourselves.
Yeah.
Global Order of Smedley.
Global order.
Global. Yeah.
Yes, we should.
Not the order of Smedley, but global order.
Anybody else have anything to contribute? Because otherwise we're kind of running long, so I'll call the official meeting, but we could sit around and chit chat if we wish to. Anybody else have?
Thank you.
No, thank you so much. It was great seeing all of you. We had a great
Thanks,
meeting.
everybody. Have a great day.
Are we having a post on
Thank you.
social online?
Matane, Virginia.
All right, so Donna, you wanted to go over your video and
Yeah,
camera.
I just,
So-
okay. For example, right now I'm sitting in one of the bedroom facing, the camera facing the backyard. So the lighting, of course, that all natural light.
The lighting is great. I like the lighting.
Really? The light, okay.
Yeah. The only thing I wish is you were just a little bit further away because
Further
you want to
away.
keep a little bit above your head
Oh,
from the top of the angle. But I
Okay.
like the fact that, you know, you're like middle of your, we're all women here, the middle of your
Okay.
breast
Okay.
is where you're cutting it, but you need a little bit above your head.
and then Pavin talk about book. I think you're right. Book might help.
Yeah, I
right?
raised mine.
Set it
Yep.
up? Okay. Because
I
right
have
now down
You're
here.
looking straight at the camera.
Okay.
I have books under mine too, because when I don't, it leans back and you see like my neck area.
Yeah. So
Now, you actually, yours is well framed overall.
yeah.
So
I
Donna,
like the-
we don't see the top of your head now.
Can you turn it up just a little bit more? Can you angle the camera just a little bit? There you go. There, perfect.
See,
Oh, not that much.
you know
Not
what?
that
This is Pavin 10 books.
And folks, no, just a
Yeah,
little bit.
You
Like,
have to go like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. That's perfect right there.
The better. Okay. So that's like another table. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Sound?
great.
Sounds
Yeah,
okay.
no, we don't see the top.
We don't see the top of your head.
So
Right,
Donna,
yeah, I'll
we've,
do-
been, we've been working on this all, like every week I give pointers to Kelly and Jean and Lorianne, and they give me pointers and we like kind of adjust it.
Right.
Since
Your
we got a lamp and a
your
pillow,
guy are good.
Yeah.
You are
and
good.
Kelly did hers
Kelly.
too. I
Yeah.
got a little mess over here I got to clean up though.
Right.
That
We
was
don't
a
see it. We don't see it. We don't know what behind that.
But that's
Sounds okay. Sound. My sound.
your sound
Yes,
is-
sounds great.
Sounds so that. So
it's an evolution. I don't think any of us started out the way that
No,
we.
it's every time we tweak stuff every time.
no, I thought this is my best room, but the lighting is weird. I mean, I'm already yellow. Okay, I look more yellow.
So
in
do you
this-
want to, I know this, I had to do
more
this. too.
yellow.
So the question is do you want to flip it around? Because we had Jean flip his around.
See,
Flip it
that'll be
around?
Too dark to flip. No.
No,
can
no, no,
flip
no.
it?
Look out to the light.
Oh, this is the light. Yeah, this is
Oh,
the
you can
light.
flip it around. That's
Flip it.
better. Thank you.
What do you mean?
Like, where's your window at? Are you
This is
looking
window. Yeah,
outside?
this is window.
Okay, so maybe you should bring your shades down just a little bit,
The shade down.
or can you? Because look at mine. See how I have my shades half?
Oh.
Yeah, but yours lets in too much light, Parveen.
It does?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I opened mine up, but I can turn it down a little bit. So then, I just got tired of the darkness, and normally I've been doing it closed, so I practiced putting it up today.
Yeah, it's
Okay, I'll
you don't want
so
the
I
light behind you. You want the light in front of
Right.
you.
I understood that part, and I thought I did it, but today kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
got
anyway,
tired of the
I'll work with that.
darkness. I opened it up for the sunshine today.
Yeah, but if it was in front of you rather than behind you, that would have been awesome.
Yeah,
This is in front. Yeah. This is facing the backyard.
Exactly. That's what you want. My windows are in, like, I'm at my desk and my windows are in front of me. So they're shining onto me.
So this
Okay, then this
position,
will be
this
different then.
position, and
Then
then I just
it'll
work
be
on the
this
light.
That's
Okay.
better, Parveen. That's a lot better.
Oh,
Okay,
probably,
so
yeah.
So I'll play with that next time then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Kelly, I think perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kelly.
Kelly's
And
perfect.
then Lauren is
That's
good.
Of course, Kelly already knew she was perfect.
I'm going to show you my messy house. Here, look. That's because I have a ring light over there. And
Oh, yeah, you're right.
okay, and then I have the window, and the window's got the cover on it, but it's a thin cover. And
Yeah.
I have the books that I sit on. So my camera, my computer, and everything sits on the books. So now I got to fuss with
so
it.
I have to
But, like it takes work.
Okay,
It
yeah.
does.
Okay, I'll play with it. Okay, guys, thanks so much. I
Okay.
enjoyed the meeting.
Thank
And
you. Bye-bye.
okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello, Jeanette. Long time no see. Say hi.
Hi, Diana. How are
And
you?
Jeanette will not go toward the light. I cannot. You cannot switch. You cannot go toward the light.
No, I don't want you to see my skunk stripe.
You got too much light behind you, and I can't see your face.
You don't want to see my skunk
You go,
stripe
lady.
right now.
And I'll send out an email.
Take care of that for the next meeting.
So, Kelly, when are we going to have our first officer meeting? Is it Wednesday night?
Wednesday night, the 15th at 8 p.m. I'll send out an email.
Okay. 8 p.m. Okay.
Yeah.
Will you have an agenda, or is it going to be like a...
Yeah. Kelly, I just emailed you all of my files, but I realized the email was really big. So hopefully it makes it, if you don't get the email because it's too big, let me know and I'll break it down into different emails. But I just zipped up my 3 computer files and sent them to you. So, which includes the template for the officer agenda.
Okay, good. Because if not, I can utilize the one that we had for TOT until I get.
Yeah,
correct.
I just sent you the one I've been using.
So yeah, if I haven't, but yes, I'll put together an agenda and send it out. But basically, we'll allow everybody to give their report as far as what's going on, and we'll discuss club business, and we'll set the meetings up for the rest of the year. That's the goal.
So will this be like our club success plan preliminary meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
The start of it, at least, yes.
The start of it, yeah. All right.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Bye, ladies. See you then.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.